I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Yo, it's your boy Big Ev, a.k.a. The Double Vodka Don, here with my co-host, Young Wayne Jetski.
Hello, friends.
The real MVP of the pod, producer Cooper on the ones and twos. We are 808s and Smoke Breaks. We are back with a bonus episode. Post Malone, Hollywood's Bleeding album review. Do we want to get anything before we get into the album?
Maybe a little recap. We talked about it a little bit before we started recording, but I want to hear a little more in depth of your experience in Clemson and how you were feeling. How'd you get a lot of love from people from Clemson? Did you finger bang any girls from Clemson Friday? What did we do?
That's a lot to unpack. Clemson was good. Clemson, to me, party scene-wise, very underwhelming.
Really?
I was very underwhelmed. So their setup, I don't know about house parties and all that. Me and Spider went out. We linked up with John Jennings, his name is, who was a Clemson viceroy. He interned with us last summer.
Good dude.
We were good friends with him. Good guy. So we linked up with him, went out to the bars, met up with like Frankie Borelli and like a bunch of other. He was like doing pizza review stuff. Met up with him. So it was like me, Spider, Frankie. Met up with like a bunch of like behind the scenes people that were down in Clemson. Had a good time. The bars are very like, it's like they have like 3 bars. They're all like right next to each other, and they're just very like
3 bars in all of like the pop and trip of
like
Clemson.
That's what it kind of felt like. Like we went to like 2 or 3.
So 3 main bars, you're saying?
Yeah, like 3 main bars. They're all like right next to each other.
Okay.
And they're all like the same vibe. Like they're all very like, they're definitely very collegey, but they're very like laid back. Like I didn't see a dance floor anywhere.
Damn.
Which me, like I'm a dancer. Like I like to get
too.
out and move. Like I want to get rowdy, get live. So like. It wasn't like I had a good time. I got really drunk. A lot of Stewie love, getting bought a ton of shots. I never say no to shots. That's a blessing and a curse.
Why do you view it as a curse? Just because anything free in that high volume, you shouldn't get fucked up. You can't say no.
Because I just get extremely intoxicated,
Yeah.
which I did. I was very drunk on Friday night. Very, very drunk.
But you fucking rallied.
Which led to me being very hungover before the show. I said this to you pre-recording. I feel like that college football show was my Jordan flu game. I was so hungover. Thank God the show wasn't at like 11. It was at 1. Had some time to regroup. I was actually like pissed because Big Cat had set up a tour of the Clemson facility, but it was kind of last minute. We were supposed to get it the night before. It fell through. So then I get a text at like 9:30 being like, yo, it was honestly even later. It was basically like 10 being like, yo, if you want to come for this tour of the Clemson facility, basically come down to the hotel lobby right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. I still had to shower. I still had to like gather myself, get ready to like go to the show at 11. So I was pissed I missed out on that because I would have loved that tour. Go down the fucking slide in the facility. Their facility is probably fucking insane.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Like Clemson's football facility.
Yeah.
I was like,
The
it was one of those.
slide thing would
I
be
saw
sick.
the text, and I was so upset because the second I read it, I knew I was like I can't go. Like I know I have to like get ready.
If you went, would you have like just made you like feel like you wouldn't be able to perform as well? Like you needed that extra hour in order to get yourself like ready, or you were like, nah, I need to chill?
I need a couple extra hours. One, I wasn't ready, and we need to go down right then. He was basically like, I need like whoever's coming right now.
Oh, so it was more of like
So,
also
but
time sensitive on their part as well.
Yeah, it was like I knew I was not in the right shape. I was still kind of like throwing up and shit.
Oh,
I was.
I feel like when you throw up, that doesn't necessarily mean that you got crazy fucked up. You said you got drunk, but like I feel like you like to puke when you're drunk.
I do know, but this was like a morning. This was like a genuine, like, true hangover morning after puke.
Did you pull the trigger, or you could just like do it without putting your finger in your
Both.
throat? So you can do it without it. Like can you will yourself to vomit without using your
Yes.
finger?
Oh,
to
not
do it?
actually, because even when I say pull the trigger, I don't even mean literally like sticking my fingers down my throat. I can basically just, especially if I know like a morning after where I just consumed so much alcohol and so many different kinds. It was one of those nights where doing all the double vodka lemonades, all the double vodka Red Bulls, then you're doing like tequila shots, vodka shots, rum shots, like whatever anyone was giving me, I was taking it. It's fucked up. So that next morning, it's one of those, I don't have to stick my finger down my throat, but you kind of open your throat and just give like a
That's all you have to do?
Come out, yeah, and it'll come out.
Dude, I have to like throat fuck myself with
No.
my fingers. I swear to God.
I just need to get like a hard like.
I've done it to like I've done it to
It'll
like
come out.
girls that I was like hanging like not in a sexual way, like when they're like, "Can you help me throw up? I can't throw up." Like
I've
and
seen it.
just like
I've witnessed
like finger fucked her throat with my like fingers to make her throw up. And
I've seen that done. No, I'm definitely, especially when I know I'm sick, and like I've said, I like throwing up, so I feel like I've almost kind of like developed the skill of doing it. Like I've kind of just like gained it over time, made it easier and easier and easier.
Where did you do it when I was around you? Was it in AC?
It was when we were in Long Beach.
Oh yeah, in Long Beach. You're like, don't worry, I'm gonna feel way better. And you were just like,
I literally just threw up, so then I could like roll the blunt and like roll the whatever we smoked. And
yeah,
then,
it was our last parting J. But that's fucking impressive. I need to work on that because there's nothing I hate like worse than if I know I have to throw up and I like I'm trying to force myself to and I like just can't do it. And if I could do it mentally, just think myself into vomiting, that'd be great.
See, because if I just know I'm feeling sick, I'm like, I know if I throw up, I'm gonna feel better. So I need that time to sit there and just keep making myself throw up, like get through that stage where you like drink water and like throw it right back up, and just kind of fight through that. And then so we have like a little production tour bus that we sit on like pre-show, get ready and all that, like watch the games, like eat, there's food, water, whatever. I just sat in that chair and just sipped water for like an hour before the show.
But dude, once it was lights, camera, action, you turned it the fuck on. Like I texted you like right after the show, or I don't know if I texted it. There might have been some type of delay, right? Because I feel like when I texted you, I was watching you and you like responded. I feel like pretty much in real time, or was it completely live?
I mean, it is live.
So maybe
I don't know if there's a lapse in, because like when the show, like I definitely didn't respond while the show was going on.
You're right. That would have been ridiculous. If
You know,
like,
I definitely didn't respond while it was going on. I definitely didn't until after, because it was a whole debacle. So, because then I was out there for a way after, so like I do the whole thing in the crowd.
pop the tarp off. That was electric. No shirt.
That was
great.
they chanted for it. They're like, take it off, take it off. You got to give the people what they want.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I was in the moment. I threw my shirt.
Yeah.
After then, I go on the stage for the last part of the show. Then it come out whatever, like just taking pictures. It's that environment's so crazy because all these people. Brandon Walker was talking about like it was his first time. It's so nuts, like especially in that kind of environment. It's literally like being like a rock star a little bit, like on a mini.
You get a
mini
little taste of
platform.
celebrity
Because everyone's like, I'm up there, just everyone's like trying to literally just like slap hands with you, like you're on the stage. Everyone's going nuts. Like I go back in the crowd after because I genuinely was like trying to find my shirt.
Yeah.
I wanted that shirt back. It was a good shirt.
You lost it?
Well, in just a state of the entertainer in me and the performer in me, when they said take it off, I took it off. I wish it was more dramatic because I have like all these like this earpiece clipped to it and all this stuff. So I took it off. You can see in the video I'm kind of like fumbling with it because I'm just trying to get the thing off. And then finally I just threw the shirt. I just threw it.
But you didn't get it back?
No. The guy
That's a nice shirt. That's a nice
the guy
line.
at one point I turned on. He was standing behind me with the shirt. Then I never saw him again.
Did you ask him for it and he said, nah, fuck you?
No, I didn't. I didn't ask him for it. I was mid like show. I just saw that he had it. That was the only mental processing of that I had. Then after the show, one of the production ladies who's like, this lady, I feel so bad because I don't even know her name, but she was like she's one of the people that helped specifically with that show, but she's like actually like in house.
Yeah.
And she comes up to me, she like has it like a different, just like a Barstool shirt for me that was definitely too small. And she was like, I've been looking everywhere for your shirt. Like, I don't know where it is. I don't know where the person took it.
She gives you a fucking medium.
She gave me like, it was like an XL like Barstool sports shirt. I was like,
Ooh,
this isn't
tough.
gonna work.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't gonna work. I'm a 3X. so then I'm walking around the crowd, and I'm just walking around my shirt off. I'm just getting hounded by everyone in the crowd for the selfies, like whatever, like daps, and I'm like it's awesome, but I'm just every person. I'm like, yo, like you know the person who like got my shirt?
You have
And
a
like,
big black Hawaiian?
They're like, nah, I have no idea. I'm just looking around. Then at that point, I was like, fuck it, like this is a lost cause. So I walk back in the bus. Everyone's just looking at me. I just walk back in, no shirt on still. And then I just got my bag. I just took out the Hawaiian shirt I was wearing the night before and popped it on.
There's no
I
problem
was like,
with
I
that.
can't go into Clemson Memorial Stadium shirtless. I don't know if this will fly.
So you went to the game, then did you go out Saturday night there too?
No, it was sick. We had a suite. So we had a suite for the game, watched the first half, then we left, which I think was the perfect time.
And you took the PJ back?
Did take the PJ back.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
It's sick. It's cool. It's just like, it's not even like the actual like the flight itself, even though that is way better.
It's probably the convenience.
It's
I
the
imagine.
convenience of just we decided when we wanted that plane to leave. Like if it was like a tie game at halftime, we would have stayed the whole game. They were like, it was like halftime. We're like, yo, like we're leaving. It was 4 of us. It was me, Dave, Casey, and Frankie in one suite, and then like Big Cat and Brandon Walker were in like a different one. So they just made the call. We're leaving at halftime. I'm a pawn in this whole chess game, so I'm like, all right, we're leaving.
Yep. I'll get on your private jet
Yep.
whenever you
I
tell
guess,
me.
guess we're leaving. So it was literally to the point where they're basically just texting the pilot, being like, "Yo, like we're on our way."
That's crazy.
So we just get there and we just get on the plane and just leave. That's the best part. So then like you literally, it's like, because obviously at a real airport you have this whole process. You get there like 2 hours before boarding, all the shit. It's literally you get on that plane, and from when you like walk on to get on the plane, you are at your destination. Like we were from Clemson to Jersey in like an hour and a half. It's like it's essentially like driving. Like that's what it feels like. You just get in and just go.
And also, like, that's not probably a flight that a commercial jet can make. Like, you can't get like a Delta flight from. You can, but I'm sure you have to take a bunch of different connections and shit. Like,
No, it
direct
wasn't.
that
So it
way?
wasn't bad because we flew commercial on the way there.
Oh, so that was fine.
On Friday, and it's into Greenville, South Carolina, which is like 35-40 minutes.
Decent sized
from
airport.
Clemson. Yeah, not bad. Like there was a direct flight
Oh, cool.
from Delta. Yeah, direct flight from LaGuardia.
What's
to
the
Greenville.
like setup, like arrangement, like in the jet? Like, is it close? I imagine it's like not a it's not like
No,
Drake's jet,
no,
but
not-
it's
no,
close quarters,
small.
probably, right?
Yeah, it's like 7. They're usually like 7 seats. The one I've been on. It's nice. You have full leg room. There's snacks. Like
Ooh.
the pilots just like suck your dick the whole time
Really?
before you get in there. No, I wish literally they just fig-
No, I know what you meant. I didn't think they performed oral sex on you. I was like, but still, like, they're like, you're the
they,
man.
They just they might as well like kiss your hand when you walk in. The whole thing. It's like they take your bags.
You get a private jet and a blowjob for $45,000.
That'd be fantastic. It's just so crazy being on them now that I've been like a few times because I just know I just don't deserve it in any possible capacity.
But you're not gonna.
And somehow I've just stumbled myself into like this one show that just happens to always fly private, and it's like the only one that does. And for some reason, I've found my way on it.
And it's
by
something
the
that
graces of God.
even if you don't think you deserve it, you're never gonna speak out if someone says, "Do you want to go in the PJ?" Be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think I
It's-
did. I don't think I should."
I don't get asked.
Yeah, it just happens.
It's just like you're just on it. Like that's kind of how it is. It's just a blessing because people are like, oh, like, are you gonna fly private? Like, are they flying private for this? And I'm like, no, like, we would never do. If Dave wasn't here, we would never do this.
yes.
And I'm saying in 2 ways. One, like all the hard work Dave put in, but also literally Dave's presence. Like if you think we're bucking up for private without Dave,
Yeah, no
you're
shit.
out of your fucking mind.
It's fucking hilarious.
So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm just like I don't get an itinerary. Like I don't get like it's kind of just a thing. Like oh, like we're going. Like
I didn't have as eventful as a weekend as you. There was no fucking private jets, but I moved out of my house this past week, my first weekend in the Hoboken, Jersey City area.
Yeah.
It was lit. Hoboken was litty as fuck. Wicked Wolf was dope. Had a great time, and drank all day Sunday. Watched the Jets fucking lose, which was depressing, demoralizing. We're not gonna get into that though, because I don't want to cry.
the Giants just got absolutely smoked.
I took them in took the Cowboys in a survivor pool, so I
They
wasn't
have
too
the
upset about
worst
that.
secondary of all. Like every time there was a pass play, there was like 12 yards of separation between the defensive back and the receiver.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, same with Trumaine Johnson. Every fucking play he's giving the guy 10 yards.
I mean, the Giants secondary is so bad. I'm at the point where like I'm seeing guys in the field like where I like don't like know their first name. Like I'm seeing dudes like Hamilton number 30 wearing no gloves. You are trash. Every time I look, that dude was just getting toasted by like it didn't matter who the receiver was for Dallas. He was getting smoked.
I feel like the no glove thing for a DB, it only works for big white free safeties.
One, I was gonna say it's so weird.
Yeah, I like Eric Weddle how he
went
does it with the tape. That's pretty cool.
That's what he did. He kind of went with, but not as cool as Weddle's tape. Like it was kind of a tape where it was like around his wrist, kind of, and then it did this weird thing where it went around like all his fingers.
Is that double-sided tape? That can't be legal, right?
What do you mean?
Like, are they double-siding the tape so it's like sticky on the outside?
No,
Is that
No.
legal for them to do?
I mean,
Is it like stick them then?
but then think how would the tape stick then on the? It's well, I guess
Double-sided.
if it was
It's double-sided, yeah.
but No, it's not double-sided. Like I remember as a lineman, in high school I used to get my wrist taped. Didn't need it. It just looks good.
You think they do that on their fingers just because it looks good? I feel like that'd be harder to catch. It's got to be a specific type of tape. Has to have some type of stickiness to it.
Well, no, that's just for like your knuckles and shit. So like, they just put it around their knuckles so like they don't just like get, because like I know I used to get these all the time as a lineman too. You're just kind of always like in the mix, and you always get like these nasty like cuts in your knuckles
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So I think that's more what that's for.
But
Like,
I
it's
think
like
it
a
would
little
interfere with
protection.
catching. I'm saying if it wasn't double-sided and it was like regular tape, like almost a
Well,
little
but now
slick.
they do it in a way that it's not too bad that you still kind of like unless you just have really shitty hands, like it's around your knuckle, but it's not like
On your fingertips.
Think of football football is like a big object, so you don't need to like really close the shit out of your hand to catch it. Like when you catch it, your hands kind of in like a crescent. Think about when you catch a football, your hands already kind of in that crescent type like shape. Like
So you're not really using
like think about the tip on your knuckle. You're not like it's not like you're like bending your fingers.
using that to snatch
like
the
you're
ball.
using your fingertips to catch the ball.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying then. I was a big gloves guy in football. You wore
I
four
never
cutters.
was.
Well, I was like a wide receiver, so I kind of had to. But
Even when I was like, because even I would always be, if I was like a tight end, I would be the no gloves guy.
really?
Because I remember
It is kinda cool.
You know offense defense camp. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I used to go.
Me too.
I was MVP one year.
Ramapo.
No, I went to the one in Farmington, in Long
I
Island.
used to go to Ramapo in Jersey, and there. See, when I was younger, I always had.
Mine
good
was at
hands,
St. John's, I think, actually.
But I always had good hands. So there, like in the summer, which was probably not what I should be doing, but I just wanted to. I would play tight end.
Yeah, because the first day was no
You
hitting, and you
choose.
just choose whatever position you wanted to do,
You
and the rest of the
choose, and I
week you
was
had to
like-
be the one that
and
you
I
played
would-
in high
and
school.
I would just play tight end, and I was good. Like I would get I would like get a bunch. My thing was it was so funny.
I can't believe you went to OD camp. I did
Yeah,
too.
I mean, they're everywhere. I would go, and I would, like I said, I would play tight end, and I would always play well too. But they always they give you those little reports after.
Yeah.
Mine was always, it was like great hands, like no run after the catch.
Really?
Because I mean, it was like I had great hands, I ran good routes, I catch the ball. I just didn't know what to do with it after, and like that wasn't what I played. Like I would go back to my team and just play like center and nose guard. But that was my moment to shine. I would just play, or actually back in those days, I was a little thinner.
There was
I
some
remember-
linemen. I played QB back in the day when I was like in middle school and beginning of high school, and then I switched to wide receiver at like 10th grade. There were so many kids who were like guards who like for that one day would just be like, "Fuck it, I'm playing quarterback."
Yeah,
like,
hell
come
yeah.
on, like, dude, you're like taking reps away from me, and this kid, like you're clearly a center, and
But
you're
see, but see
doing
mine,
3-step drops.
I would be tight end like all week.
Oh, okay.
Like I wasn't just doing it for the one day. I would
Yeah.
like just play tight end all week long.
You know, remember though, like wasn't it the first day you could do whatever you wanted?
Some of them I remember they would do like periods where like you can just do whatever you want. And, like
Yeah.
all the linemen would just want to play quarterback or running back.
Yep. That
See, that was back in the day where like we're old enough now that even like when we were like 10 years old, everyone wanted to be the running back, not the quarterback. Because in youth football, no one throws, everyone runs. Like you just want the ball in your hand.
You want to fucking score.
So you want to be the running back. That was like the premier position. Now it's the quarterback. But yeah, I would make all these catches, and then I remember and that time I would play linebacker too. And I remember you would have the games, and they would like try to make two somewhat even teams, and they'd give you colleges.
Yo,
And I remember we were USC the one year, and we had this like black coach. I was playing middle linebacker, and I remember he's like talking. He's like, we were down. He's like, someone needs to make a play right now. Like someone needs to step up. Like this SC, we wild bunch. Someone needs to make a play right now. And I was playing. I swear to
coaches
God,
were crazy.
on my mother's like the next play, I was playing middle backer, and this dude just ran a little button hook over the middle. I feel like I didn't even like read it. He kind of almost like I'll give myself. I read it, but he like kind of ran into me. So the quarterback just like threw it, and I kind of was there. I didn't really like jump in front of it. Like I kind of was just standing next to him and just stepped in front and just picked it and just got tackled right away. And I was a crazy moment because I was like, yo, like I will never get another interception. But yeah, we've probably been talking stories for like
Yeah,
30
I just realized that.
this still is for the record the Post Malone bonus review.
How do we get into
the
that?
album review bonus episode. What'd you think of the album, pal?
I liked it.
How was it?
Nah, I've listened to it. I'm gonna say I think 3 times through. I think it's the closest we're gonna get to like thus far of like Post kind of moving away from rap. I would say out of the last couple of ones of his album, it's the least rappy out of his album, like actual hip hop. It seems like more like an alternative, like rock rap infused project. There's not a whole lot of like, not even like White Iverson type shit where he this ambient like hip hop, like singy, croony hip hop shit he first came like blew up with. It's more like soft rock with rap mix. I like the song Myself is my favorite right now on the track. I thought it has like a fucking, what's it called, Dave Matthews Band sample or something. Something weird's going on in the background, like guitar riff wise and with the pianos. But I don't really know what this means for Post moving forward. I don't know if this means we're done seeing like rap Post Malone, if we're just gonna see him being like a rock star. Obviously the features, like the Future song, gives it a hip hop feel. The Lil Baby, Meek Mill, they rap their asses off on the track, but even on the ones where he has rappers on the tracks with him, he's not really spitting bars besides Wow, which was already released and doesn't really fit the whole flow of the project in itself. Outside, like that's probably the only rap song where he really like, kind of spits some bars. I don't know. I liked it, but it wasn't like what I would like to see out of Post necessarily. I don't know if I'm cool with him, like not cool, but I don't know if I'm that excited for him to just keep releasing these like soft rock projects.
See, but I'm more of the mindset. I think this is kind of what he does, and I think he's kind of found this role with it. Like you see in the songs like Enemies and like On the Road and these kind of like Die For Me was a little different, but I think they all kind of have this like they almost like he does sing on them and he sings on them very well, but they kind of have these like hip hop-ish beats that kind of have this like this weird like it's almost kind of like a rap undertone, but if you listen to the actual song, like it's clearly not rap. Like this, like for example, like this last album, like a song like Same Bitches, that was like a real rap song.
Yeah.
There is really not like much like that on this album.
I would say Wow is probably maybe the only
like in that
one.
one, yeah, and I agree. Like it doesn't really flow with the actual album, like the track list itself. It's been out for months. That's why it's like I think it's the last song on the track list.
And the whole
which I
concept
think makes sense for it.
The whole concept, like the Hollywood's bleeding thing, we're saying Wow doesn't really fit on it. Like everything else is almost like heartbreaky, kind of like long. He talks about like his girlfriend getting him thrown in jail and shit in a couple tracks, and trying to like burn his house down. So he's obviously talking about some serious shit. I don't know if they just threw that on there because like, all right, this is gonna go platinum already with Wow on it. So they threw it on there, but I mean, it was a fire single. But
Well, I think this is him. Like, I think this to me like officially kind of makes him like I just don't see him as like a rapper
anymore, just a pop star.
I see him, yeah, like he's just grown so above that. Like he is just pop. Like he is just like to me like a music star.
Yeah.
And I tweeted this the other day. I don't want to like get out of line. Like I think the song with Ozzy is my favorite one, and I think Ozzy might have had the best feature on this entire album.
Dude, I kind of agree with you as well.
His vocals were insane. Like I listened to it the first time, and he's
It's like demonic.
He's the opening guy, and I was like, "Yo, this is Ozzy." Because like I don't, like, I'll be honest, like, I couldn't. Like I'm sure I would know a bunch if you told them to me. Off the top of my head, I couldn't name any like Osbourne songs.
Ozzy songs or
Ozzy's Osbourne songs.
Well, I think he was. Let's see what Ozzy's biggest song was of all time. I'm sure we probably know it.
Like I'm sure when it was played, I would know a bunch of them immediately, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I'll look at Ozzy's
His
greatest
vocals
hits right now.
sounded amazing.
Oh, I mean, Paranoid, Iron Man.
Oh yeah, because he was
War
Black
Pigs.
Sabbath.
Yeah, he's
Well,
Black
yeah,
Sabbath.
He's Black Sabbath. But then he also split from Black Sabbath and did his own thing for a long time,
Yeah.
right? After we watched or we both listened to this album and I saw the Ozzy Osbourne feature, it kind of made me like, and I heard it, I reinvigorated like who he was in my brain. I kind of forgot about Ozzy Osbourne. Like as all these memes are coming out saying like, who's this Ozzy Osbourne guy that Post Malone found? He's sick. Like whatever. Obviously a lot of it is a joke.
That's just disrespectful.
It's people being,
Well,
like,
it's a joke.
joking, but-
It's a meme.
It's a meme. But it kind of made me go back and like look at the shit from the Osbourne show, the reality show. I forgot about that show. It was I think it was too early. Like it came too soon, because if that was like out in this kind of reality TV show era right now, it would have been crazy. There was one clip I watched of Ozzy Osbourne going to the dentist, and they hook him up to nitrous, and they're like, the doctor's like, no, it's Ozzy. Ozzy's like not even like looking, like can't even like move his eyes. He's just so fucked up. Before they even put him on nitrous, and they put him in the fucking dentist chair, and like, Ozzy, we got the strong stuff for you. Don't worry, buddy. And he's like, and the doctor just closes the door, and they put it over his nose and amp it up, and they're like, for like 15 minutes, and they're like, breathe in deep. How's it working, Ozzy? And he just like lifts his, he's not fucking doing anything, and like just marbling all his words. They hit him up with more, and then whatever. 20 minutes later, they work on his face, or on his teeth rather. And he pulls it off of his face, and he's like trying to speak to the woman, and she gives him a cup to rinse his mouth out. Like after she just did dental work, she's like, Ozzy, rinse it out, you'll feel better. And he's like, and he just pours the cup of water on his face, and then the scene ends. I was like, dude, he is fucked up. The fact that he can still, after all those years of drug use, when he was fucked up then, what was that, probably 2003, and he can hop on a Post Malone record and fucking deliver some demonic ass fiery verse. It's pretty fire.
I was gonna say from Ozzy, I feel like was kind of reintroduced briefly into everyone's life from the movie The Dirt.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
They're out by the pool and they're on tour with them, and it's like Motley Crue's first like big tour, like
And they're on tour with Black Sabbath.
like they like obsessed. They're like obsessed with Ozzy. They're in the mindset where they're like, this is insane that we're on tour with like Ozzy Osbourne right now. And he comes out to the pool, he's all fucking with people, like just being like obnoxious. Like he's literally wearing like a dress. just
like a yellow
to be,
dress,
like,
right?
to be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
an asshole. I'd assume probably like the girl he fucked the night before or something, like just
Yep.
a dickhead wearing it out to the pool with like these normal ass like white people. He comes over, he bends over, flips his skirt up, he's got $1 sticking out his ass. He's like, oh, he tells the girl to come get it. Then he walks over. He literally like pulls out his dick, just pisses on the fucking ground, and just gets on the ground and starts licking it up. And I'm a fucking Machine Gun Kelly who's playing like Tommy Lee. He's like, dude, you're a fucking legend. Like, just seeing him lick his own piss. And then
Didn't he ask him for coke? And then he snorts some.
You guys got a bump, and he's like, give me a straw. He gets to the ground, starts snorting ants off the ground in the pool. And then Nikki Sixx pulls his dick out, starts pissing. And he goes to lick it up, and he throws him off, and he licks up Nikki Sixx's piss, too. And I was like, this Ozzy Osbourne is a fucking savage. And at this time, obviously, like, I'm sure he looked way different, but they're portraying him as literally like this dude. He's got, like, blonde hair.
This is like when he was in his probably early 30s or late 20s.
Yeah, probably. This is like his, like, prime, I would say. But, I mean, going back to the album, it's crazy like when I looked at the track list and you see like Post Malone featuring Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott,
and it
you're
worked.
like, what the fuck is this? And then you hear it, and it's my favorite song on the album, and it works so well.
I think it's because
Ozzy-
Travis is
Ozzy-
eerie, has an eerie sound, much like almost like metal inspired a little bit. Like when Travis is live and has that auto-tune mic, I always sound like he sounds like an auto-tune demon. And I mean, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, first people to use like demonic or like devil fucking imagery in their like cover art and shit.
I just love the way it comes in. Like, I just think Ozzy, like, he sounds so good.
Yeah.
I just think like it drops and you hear the first word he says. I feel like it just comes on so strong. I love the sequence of those. It's Die For Me, the one with Future, and Halsey, which I thought that sounded great. Halsey sounds great on it. And fucking On the Road with Meek and Lil Baby, very fire. There you're getting a kind of like a more hip hop flow, even though like his part
He's
isn't
all singing.
That's what, like, he just is such a singer now. Like, I just see him strictly as a singer, but he has the singing and the flow that fits like with rappers.
And he does this weird like yodel, and he makes his voice like vibrate when he sings. It's really cool. I like he's been doing that for a while, but he's like is getting very masterful with it right now. I like everything about his vocals. I like everything about the singing. Like, I don't think it's bad. And he has a crazy dispersion of features, and none of them sound forced, really, in my opinion. Like, he makes it work. I kind of miss rapping Post Malone. Like, I miss his first mixtape he ever dropped. I think it was August 26th. It was called. He dropped it like because that was supposed to be the name of his the date of his first album dropping. He dropped the August 26th one in like April or something of 2016. But he didn't end up dropping his album on August 26th. But it's neither here nor there. It was when he was probably, I think he first had a couple songs with Lil Yachty. He had a song with 2 Chainz, R.I.P. Bankroll. So that was him more like rapping, kind of getting into like pockets and different flows. Here he's doing the sing shit. I like it. I'm gonna miss rapper Post though, for sure.
No, I do. I still miss it.
I don't think we're gonna get him back, really.
No, I don't think so either. I think he's evolved past it. I love him singing, but I do miss that rap side of him. Watch out for this though. I'm already seeing it begin to start happening.
What?
Post Malone is becoming so cool that I'm getting very, very worried that he's about to become uncool in the next like couple year or two. I don't know. I'm seeing it gradually where it's almost
too nice of a guy.
It's
dude.
anything on the internet that gets too popular, you're gonna get a subsection of people who try to diss it to just be like contrarian. And I'm starting to see that.
So you think he might go the way of Chance the Rapper? How
I don't think it's going to be.
We're not
as
Chance the
much.
Rapper's a punchline.
I don't know if it's going to get there, but I think you're starting to see that slight like shift in the paradigm of where he stands. I don't think you're going to see it like outwardly yet, but I will not be shocked if you see it over the next like year or two, where. Like right now, we talked about it last time. I wrote about it in a blog. I remember, like, we just said, like, he is one of, I think, the most beloved people just in music, where just everyone likes him. Everyone likes his music.
He just plays beer pong with everyone
likes
before his
him.
concerts.
He's just like a good guy. He's just a normal, ugly white guy. He's very relatable.
Yeah.
Like just that kind of thing. He can sing. He's talented. All that. He's kind of has this music where, if there was one person that I would try to show a new age artist to my parents and think that they might like it,
It'd be Post Malone.
I think he would be that person. So I think he kind of checks all those boxes. So I think when you do that, you eventually are gonna start the other, like the cool side is gonna start to be like, yo, he's so cool that it's not cool to think
like,
he's
fuck
cool
you,
anymore.
I'm underground.
So now,
Malone,
I think it's gonna become more like, actually funny. I saw Liam tweet this today, and this is where it sparked my brain that I was like, Liam's very cool and just super like. Liam just is like. Has that little that he knows what's going on, like
he knows it's gonna pop before it
He's
happens
got that
and
whole
shit,
thing.
yeah.
So when I saw that tweet, like, oh, like your man Candy Monday's posting how like this Post Malone album's getting him through the day, I was like, here we go. I was like, here it is.
Liam's the one who starts the anti-Post Malone hate.
This is the start. And I saw it, and it's funny because I think there's certain people. If you don't like that kind of music, that's fine. I know, like I've heard like Coley and Tyler are very like anti-post. So which I think they might have always have been, or maybe have been since the last album or whatever. I'm telling you, I just see that paradigm is shifting, and I think it might come full circle in the next year or two. We'll see.
I think the reason a lot of people don't like him is they say he's not hip hop. He used hip hop to be a star. I don't think that's true. I think he just was a talented kid who like was able to make different shit. Like was able to rap, able to sing, and like he made a couple rap songs that popped off. He's like, shit, like I could be a musician for like real if I do some rapping shit. And then when he got signed, when he got all the tools at his disposal, he's like, I kind of want to make the shit that I want to make. And I don't think you shouldn't get mad at someone for that because it's a smart move. At the end of the day, and you're like saying, oh, he's using. That's not my place to say he used hip hop as like a used hip hop instead of like kind of sticking to his roots in rap. I don't think he necessarily really had roots in rap. So maybe it's not great that he started off as or claiming to be like a rapper, but now I think he kind of says that he just makes music. But I think that's a big reason people are like, oh, he's not hip hop. He just used hip hop to blow up and then make pop music. But I mean, it was gonna happen. I agree that like I think people might start like being anti-Post Malone, like it wouldn't be cool to like him, but I feel like he's like almost like Ariana Grande, where people don't fuck with Ariana Grande, but she has so many fucking fans and she's so huge, it does not matter.
I'm not saying that like
his career's gonna go down.
His career's gonna go down. I'm just saying I think there's gonna be a slight subsection of like culture that starts to turn on him and just be like, it's like I said, everyone thinks he's so cool that it's like not cool to think he's cool anymore. Mm-hmm. So I think people are gonna slightly shift to be like, oh, like. And like basically that it's like funny to be like, oh, like fuck Post Malone.
We want to know how many streams the new album already has just on Spotify alone. Guess.
In essentially like a weekend, like from Friday.
But this is counting Sunflower and WoW, so they're counted on. So it kind of games the system with that. But take a guess.
That's tough.
It's going to be disgusting. It's going to be disgusting.
Like 500 million, billion.
2.1 billion streams. This is just on Spotify. So I found this pretty cool website. If anyone, we always talk about streaming numbers a lot and like units sold on this podcast, but I think it's something that a lot of people don't really know about. We did a little like one-off pod where we explained like the streaming breakdown, how people get paid. I found this cool website. It's called chartmasters.org, and it shows you like people's certain artist streaming numbers, like album by album, total streams, like units sold. It breaks it all down for you in like a spreadsheet type deal. So if anyone is ever intrigued by that, go on this website, Chartmasters. You can Google search anybody's streams. But Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding, after being released last Friday, has 2.1 billion streams. And total, Post Malone's music has 13 billion streams like all time. So this album is doing absolutely incredible. It's pretty gnarly.
It's one of those, I'm seeing the knee-jerk reaction has been extremely positive.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised because I can't remember if I said this the last time, that a lot of people were saying how they didn't like the last album. Like, I was starting to hear people now saying they didn't like the last album, and I feel like I never heard that when the album came out. Because I said I was on record, and I'm still on record.
I like this better than Beer Bongs and Bentleys because I think it has more of a consistent, theme.
I agree. The last one was much more all over the place. Yeah. But I thought it was me just personally. I just like so many of the songs on it. I thought, to me, it was one of the better projects of the year. I see a lot of people started saying that they didn't like that album that much, which me and Coley were talking about this. We agreed. Like, we were not seeing anyone say this beforehand, and now I was seeing like K Marco was like, oh, like I didn't really like the last one. Remember I talked to Robbie. He said he didn't like it that much, and I was kind of like not that they thought it was like bad, but they just didn't like love it. And I was very surprised because I didn't get that vibe when it came out. But this one, everyone loves it, which I agree with what you're saying 100%, that it's much more like consistent in terms of the sound. Seems like it's very, even the song, like there's a lot of different stuff on it. but it kind of flows all together. As the last one was very like all over the place. Like it just
For
did
every song,
a million different things. Like could go from just one sound to completely different. It almost kind of flows smoothly. Where, for example, like they put like
the track listing was better.
Like the track listing, like they put the one with Future and Halsey, then followed by Meek Mill and Lil Baby, followed by the Ozzy and Travis. But I thought those are probably my 3 favorite songs from the album, and I think they all kind of flow. They use like those, like the rapping type ones, they almost flow together.
Yeah, like he has fucking Sunflower, Sway Lee after the SZA song, and then he kind of like the last 3 songs like are good, like Goodbyes, Myself, I Know are more like upbeat, but they still have like a little bit of a synthy alt rock feel, and then you kind of end with the banger. Wow, like that was they picked the track listing very well. I think also, do you think 17 tracks is too many? He did it.
Nah.
Beer Bongs and Bentley's had a lot too, and I feel like with Post though, it's almost like he does it so where he can like hide hits, and then like after like the third listen, because if you don't listen to the full album the first time because it's 17 songs, and then like fucking 3 months later, like someone's gonna listen to it again, and then boom, there's gonna be another single. Like I feel like there could be another single off this album. Like,
See,
crazy.
But that's what kept me hooked on the Beer Bongs and Bentleys. That was one where I kept feeling like I was going through patterns of bumping certain songs. And I would keep going through, and then I'd find one that I would fall in love with. Like I remember, like Sugar Wraith off that is one of my favorite songs, and I didn't even initially listen to that one, and then it took me probably like a month, and then I was like, "Yo, this song is a banger." And I feel like there was a few songs like that, like I started listening to over time, not like way after, but it'd be like, "Oh, like I think these 3 songs are the best," and I would bump like those all the time. Then I'd shift down the album, maybe one plays the next one, you're just listening, it kind of just keeps going, and you're like, "Damn, like what song is that?" And then you keep listening to that one, then the next one. I feel like it kind of had that kind of vibe. And I think this will do the same thing where I'll go through patterns of like listening to sets of songs. Then I'll maybe like, oh, like this one's fire. Like why have I not been listening to this one all the time? And that kind of effect to it.
Where does this rank on your top Post? So Post Malone's released 3 albums. Stoney, official albums. Stoney, Beer Bongs, Bentley's, Hollywood's Bleeding. Where does this rank?
That's tough. I feel like it's
number 1 for me is 100% Stoney, hands down.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I think it's a lock. And it's weird because I'm gonna sit here and say, like, I just sit here and said like Beer Bongs and Bentleys was a top tier project of last year, and now I feel like I'm probably gonna end up rating it 3 out of the 3.
Yeah, I would.
But I just really enjoyed this album so far. I would give it like an A. Like I just think it's quality all the way through. I think it caters to such a wide audience of people.
Yeah, you can't say it's bad, like bad music. Like
it's just good quality. Like if you don't like it, I understand. Like if
you
it's
don't like
not
Post.
It's not your like wave. I get it.
I think if you don't like it, that means you don't like Post, and that's fine.
Yeah, no, and that's fine.
But I don't think like, saying the album sucks is like
because I
fair.
really don't listen like because I almost struggle completely calling like alternative rock or like anything like that because I don't even know what to categorize. Like I think he kind of it's like pop, but it's not like the pop that you think of when you hear the word pop. Because when you think of pop, you think of Ariana Grande, you think of people like that, and that's not what it is. But it's just.
I mean, he does have crazy radio hit like records. Like Sunflower is a pop song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's when I think of pop. Like Sunflower is pop.
Yeah.
A lot of the shit that.
Like the song with Ozzy. Not
like
pop.
That's not pop, and that's my favorite song. And the songs that are not what I would consider pop are my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost I'm gonna call it pop because of the actual use like popular. I think he makes just very like he makes music that caters to a very like strong.
He makes
audience.
just radio hits. I think that's what he
like
goes
it
in
just
for every
caters.
time.
It's just popular music. It just caters to a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics cater to a lot of different people. A lot of people can relate to them. I love his singing voice. I think people can just relate to his singing voice. They really enjoy it. This is a great project.
I like it too. I agree. It's a solid project. I just miss like old like Post when you first came out. Like I'm looking at the track list for Stoney. Like I think, and my favorite song on Stoney isn't even like one where he raps. Like my favorite is what's it called? Feeling Whitney. It's like a country song where he plays the guitar. It's like that's when I show people Post Malone that people like when that first came out in 2016. I heard that song. I was like, oh my god, this guy's real. He's gonna be a fucking like he's just gonna make rock music. I'm telling you. And people were like, no way. And I played them that song. A bunch of kids like I went to school with, and they're like, this is like he's seriously talented. Because that was when just White Iverson just came out, and like there's no way this guy is gonna last or whatever. But I'm looking at it like White Iverson's kind of like an ambient rap song, but like Go Flex is a hip hop song. That feels hip hop to me. Too Young is hip hop. Like I would say that's a rap song. Like he does have kind of radio hits with Congratulations, but that was like his first or his second big hit. I don't know. I feel like that's the kind of shit that I miss when he's more in the rap pocket a little bit, and I think now he's kind of getting away from it. And whereas the music's still good, I just kind of miss it, and I would have loved to see him kind of get back in his rap bag a little bit.
My thing is, I just feel like that this is kind of what happens to everyone. That,
Or
like,
be
really,
more all over the place, like with we said like this is a consistent sound, like he has a consistent sound the whole way through, and it's themed, which is good, and it shows he had put like thought into making a concise project. But I kind of don't want to hear like the same version of Post every time. I like when he bounced around. I like how he did like a country song on Stoney, and then does a fucking like song like Too Young, you know.
I don't know if we're gonna see him dabble as much anymore.
I mean, I think this is the part of his career, and I think every like major star's career
Where he knows what works and he has to stick to it, because like
you get to the
It's a
point where
business.
it's like exactly like this is clearly like from those streaming numbers, this is what's working.
yeah,
This is what it is. Like this is what's making the most money. I think he enjoys doing it. We spoke about he literally started as like a lead singer of an alternative rock band.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he does really enjoy this music. He loves playing guitar. He loves doing these kind of things. I would love to see him get back to the rap stuff. That's what put him on, and that's what everyone remembers. But I think there's a certain level of like stardom that you get to where you just can't commit to doing that kind of stuff. Like I think he still could make an effort to do it, but I think when you're putting together like a major studio album, this is the sound that they want, that even he probably wants, honestly.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I would love to see if he could ever come out. You think if he came out with like an album where he just like rapped 6 tracks or something like that, and it was just like him and Future going back on the song, Lil Baby, but he wasn't like just singing. He's like rapping, like take the Meek Mill verse from this album, put that on there, like a 2 Chainz song like he had from his first mixtape before the first album, you know, like the YG song from Beer Bongs Bentleys. Are we ever gonna get like an album that's just songs like that, you think, from him?
Nah, I don't think an album. I think maybe you'll get. Even though I think the idea of that project, the concept is
that would be
awesome.
sick if he's like, fucking, I'm gonna go back to rap.
Because he could even do a full project of that where he sings, they rap kind of thing. But because he has that melodic rap flow that he is capable of doing.
I like when he like spits though. Like you
I
ever hear his Window Shopper freestyle?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Fire.
It's amazing.
He kills it.
It
Post
went
can
viral.
spit.
It was amazing. No, that's why he's so talented. But I just think like I said before, where he's at in the game, it's like he's like past that. Like there's more money in the singing because he's so good at singing.
I agree. I don't know.
I would love to hear him do something where he really just raps again, because I'd love to hear what that sounds like now.
Like, do you remember when Post Malone was in rapper mode? Like,
Yeah,
when
dude,
remember his first? I think it was his first
cornrows and fucking grills.
And his first New York show, he brought 50 out, and they did that song live.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I would love if that happened, and I would love to know what that would sound like right now. Like I love to hear like super rich A-list Post Malone like really rap, because I think it would still sound really good. And I think, like you said, if you threw some sick features on there, it would be an amazing little project you could throw together.
What's the Trying to Fuck Me Over, Post Malone, 50 Cent? That song's fucking fire too. I think he got that song because
It was on 50's album.
Because 50 saw him do the Window Shopper freestyle and was like, all right, like I fuck with this dude. He like showed love. He probably made 50's numbers on that go up and get a little streaming boost and probably fuck with him too. So I don't know. I missed that. I missed that kind of that wave when it was first new and popping. But I feel like everyone says that.
I would love to see it come out again.
Changes.
If he came out and said, I'm gonna do a rap album with literally just throw like
he can get any feature he wants.
Well, yeah, of course he can.
Like no one's gonna say no to Post Malone feature.
He's above all these dudes, honestly, at this point in terms of like numbers and shit.
No, I don't know about Future. No, he's definitely not above Drake. I was looking at the numbers like crazy.
Not Drake. I'm saying like the Meek and Baby and like Gunna and like people like that. I think he's way.
Oh yeah, he's just because he gets the pop number, he gets the.
Well, that's
the
what I'm
pop
saying.
stream,
Like I think he definitely.
And them having a song with him is gonna make them
He doesn't do
rich.
better numbers than Drake or anything like that. But I think he's kinda
close. Not close, but like
He's-
they're in part of the same upper echelon. Drake is like number one.
Yeah,
upper
Drake
echelon,
is
but-
number one by far, but I think Post is creeping up, not like getting close to taking the spot or anything like that.
So Post has
But
13 billion streams on
If you put
Spotify.
Drake in like the top of the A tier,
Yeah.
I think Post is like in that A tier but he's just not like where Drake is. Like he's at a different level of the A tier.
100%. I was just about to say, I want to say Drake has like 26 billion streams on like, this is just all Spotify numbers. I don't have the Apple Music ones on this chart, so it's kind of relative to just that app. But I think Drake has like 23 billion on Spotify and Post has 13. So 10 billion difference is a lot. But
he's in that.
No one else is really breaking like double-digit billions every.
That's what I'm saying. Like
consistently,
he's breaking into where he's like in. He's in Drake's stratosphere.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
They're not on the same planet. They're not.
They're
in the
A-list.
They're in the same like galaxy.
And we're not necessarily music quality wise. We're strictly saying numbers here.
Yeah, numbers.
Yeah, numbers. The numbers they do are insane. Yeah, Tekashi wasn't that crazy. I thought his would be a little bigger. I was looking at some of his. I was just like, Tekashi's a random artist. Just it thought in my head because he's about to get sentenced. But he was at like 2 or 3, or maybe 2 billion. Which I mean, he was popping for 1 year. So that's still crazy. A billion plays is retarded. Once again, this is only on Spotify. I just said the R word. I'm sorry if I used the R word. It won't happen again.
Last week,
I have to beat that out.
Deaf people.
Deaf people now.
Now mentally disabled people, mentally handicapped. It's just. You hate to see this. I hate to see this from my co-host.
I'm not. You're acting like I'm like a advocate for hate crimes.
You kind of were last week.
No, I was not calling for any slander against deaf people.
Let's not forget that last week you said that you thought a blind person would have a better time walking through traffic than a deaf person, which was maybe the dumbest thing any human being's ever said.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb.
I'm still literally thinking about.
But you know,
he even used the perspective of someone shooting a gun and the guy being able to duck.
Yeah, like you were actually the one who brought it up. Like that was going to be your winning argument.
Like him defending himself against a bullet when he was blind was better
you
than if he was deaf.
You literally said that a blind person would have a better chance dodging bullets in traffic than someone who can see.
Not dodging bullets in traffic, dodging bullets
and dodging
okay.
traffic
Okay.
separately.
Yeah.
The best was I put out that quote card of jet ski and Deke Zucker, CC Blind Mike, and Blind Mike was like, no.
Nope.
Yeah, see, there you go, because it's hard to get pussy when you can't see the pussy.
Yo, girl, like a couple of chicks slid into my my DMs though, because we put it on the like Instagram as well. And they slid into my DMs like from there. Like I 100% agree. I always keep my eyes closed when I have sex anyway to really visualize, like saying weird shit to me like that. Not necessarily hot girls, but actually they were pretty hot. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So maybe she's gonna facilitate me getting laid.
Yeah, maybe you could have.
Maybe my bad take. Maybe my bad take might get me laid. So
maybe you could find a girl who's into like blind guys, but she doesn't want to actually fuck a blind guy. You could fulfill her like blind fetish. Maybe they'll have those glasses.
I'm not blind though.
You have to fuck a blind girl. That's what you have to do.
Or do I have to pretend to be blind to have sex with her?
I think
you just have to fuck a blind girl.
What you do is you wear those blind simulating glasses, and you have to just wear them while you like have sex.
Oh, you mean an eye patch?
No, but no. They have.
There's like ones where like the ones where like they simulate like being drunk.
It simulates what actually being blind like looks like. Where we discussed last week.
Oh, okay. Where
you don't just see black.
You'll see like shapes or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, like it simulates what being blind actually.
So I need to do that and have sex.
So you could put that on and then have sex with someone.
And then I'll find out. Then should I also do it? Oh, should I try to have sex with someone like that? Like try to meet them and pull them like with those glasses on?
Too.
And then also go out with fucking what's it called? Earplugs in. Like foam, what's the foam ones? And then
I'm aware.
So whichever way I get a woman faster is the winner.
That's fair.
We said we weren't doing this last week.
Even though you could just sandbag it.
How would I sandbag that?
Just like, well, I mean,
not try as hard with one. No, I would definitely put equal effort into both things. I like having sex.
Well, it'd be weird though because then it's like the blind thing. Well, you're walking around with obnoxious glasses on that are making you blind. But then the deaf thing, you just have earplugs in that you like can still hear.
I'll pretend. I'll make sure.
Even if you have the earplugs,
pretend I
you're
can't
gonna
hear.
have these earplugs in. Like at the bar, like you're still gonna be able to hear things. Like you're not gonna be just deaf.
So I guess then we need to go to a doctor and see if I can get my hearing removed for one day and get put back.
We could work that in the budget
and get put back.
Get a hearing removing surgery.
It was cool though. I mean, whatever. I don't have to win every argument. I just gotta present. And I was playing the devil's advocate, but at the same time, I got passionate in my argument. I wasn't just saying bullshit to say it. I kind of was believing myself, which might be worse for me, like meaning that I'm an idiot.
Yeah, because it led you into a situation where you said walking through traffic would be easier deaf than blind.
I know.
Or would be easier blind than deaf, which is just incorrect.
Yeah, it's definitely. That's the wrong thing to say.
See.
Yeah, it's definitely better to see traffic than not see traffic.
Dodge a car that you can't see coming.
Well, I didn't say that. I was like, well, what I said was like, well, what happens if the cars come behind someone they can't hear it? And then you're like, well, if you see it, it's not gonna fucking
get
matter.
Out of the fucking way.
Yeah, that was stupid. I wasn't trying to say solely that traffic is easier to avoid blind, but I just like tricked myself into like using that as an example.
I just couldn't believe that like I didn't say that, like you brought that up.
Yeah.
Like I thought
you could have used that as an example for your.
No, I didn't, because I thought that would be one of the more like. It's like saying Stephen Curry's a better shooter than Shaq. Like, it's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to see her present the argument. Oh, well, you could walk in traffic better when you're deaf and blind. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that was stupid.
But then you brought it up, and I was like, all right, well, if you want to just throw me the alley-oop, I'll dunk it in your face.
I gotta stop doing that. Because when we went into that argument, bro, I was so like, I'm gonna prove him wrong. Like I got it. And then you're like, it went from like me thinking in my head that I was gonna actually like shed light that maybe being blind isn't that bad. And then you guys were like, no, one, you sound like you fucking hate deaf people. And then two, you're an idiot. I was like, God damn it. This is the worst possible outcome that could have came. I was trying to advocate for the blind, and now the deaf people of America hate me.
Honestly, I feel like you were much more prepared for this than me, because you kind of I remember you brought it up right before the show. And I still in my head, I was like, there's one answer.
When I titled the episode, I did take a second look at it, and I was like, is this going to be controversial? And I was like,
no backlash thus far. No backlash. So I think we're okay.
Yeah, all those deaf listeners.
Yeah, all those deaf listeners haven't caught up to us yet.
We haven't put it out yet
in Braille. No, that's blind.
No,
fuck.
There you go. See if you're deaf, you can watch the closed caption. But if you can't, we don't unfortunately we don't have the resources to put it out in Braille.
Dude, I feel like I'm having like a really bad brain day.
But I guess we're also being dumb, because then they can, if you're blind, you can just listen to it.
Yeah. Like I said, like, if you can listen to it, you can listen to it in Braille. Which, if you're deaf, like why would you need Braille if you're deaf? Oh,
we're
God.
I'm legitimately a moron.
I feel like
you might be dumber.
I'm
dumb.
I'm just hungover right now, so I'm like feel dumb, but I feel like I think like when I was 16, I was so much smarter. Like before all the years of drug and alcohol use, like it has to have like nuked my brain a little bit.
Yes, I know 100% where I went wrong.
Do you ever think that if you didn't drink, like what you ever want to look at what your brain would be like, or how fast you'd be thinking, and like how smart you'd be if you never touched alcohol and drugs?
No, I know where my brain got all messed up, where I turned to mush, was when I was a kid and I got sent away. When I came back, I was like, I was in this program, and we came back. You had to go home for 2 weeks, kind of reacclimate, go back for like a couple weeks, graduate. So while you're home, you get drug tested when you go back, so you can't smoke weed or anything. So when I got back, my boys were like, "Yo, we got this new thing,
K2.
K2.
Oh fuck!"
And I didn't know what the fuck that shit was.
And like, you didn't open a drug test, and I could smoke it.
And
okay.
It took me, after being sent away from my family and friends off the face of the earth for 7 months, it took me about 17 hours to be like, fuck it. I'll smoke the K2.
I'll smoke this fucking bath salts.
I remember we left the smoke shop. My boy stuffed the cone. I was sitting shoddy, and I hit that bitch twice. I passed it to him. I looked at the stoplight. It was looking not green and red. It was looking crazy colors. And I looked.
You legitimately hallucinated?
Not fully. I looked at my boy driving.
But you were seeing shit.
I was like, this is wild. I was like, this is some shit. Because they were explaining to me how it was kind of like weed, but like not at all like weed at the same time. And I was like, they were just like, it hits you like instant. So I literally hit it twice, passed it, and I was like, whoa. And then I smoked blunts of that shit for 2 full weeks.
What
I was
the
smoking,
fuck?
I was smoking fat ass blunts of that shit. Because that was all I could smoke. I was back home.
You became a regular K2 smoker. I thought you were gonna say you smoked it once and it like changed. You had a terrible trip. And you freaked out.
I was smoking the shit out of it for the 2 weeks I was home. Didn't smoke it again. But my boys still are upset with me. I think I fucked up like literally everyone in my hometown. Because I was going.
What, they were all smoking it too?
Because everyone wanted to smoke. I had been ripped off the face of the earth like in the middle of the night. None of my friends knew where I was.
Yeah.
I was in like the popular clique in high school. It was kind of like it was a thing. We're a small town. It was a thing. So I got back, and like everyone just wanted to smoke with me. I was the big smoker. Everyone wanted to smoke with me. So this is all I could smoke. So if you wanted to smoke with me, you were smoking a blunt of K2.
Oh, you were a fucking K2 enabler. That's fucked up. Let them smoke like, I don't know. I'd rather just smoke the Dutch without anything in it.
No, after a week or two, people finally, like my like good friends, started going back to weed because they were just like, yo, like we're just smoking egregious amounts of K2, and it was literally like.
Did you like the feel of it when you were? Be honest. Did you like what K2 did to you when you smoked it?
I would just get so high. That was the problem. It was just like and then and then I would come home, and my eyes would just be so stupid bloodshot. It was so funny because my parents just knew like instantly.
What is it? How does it roll? I've never smoked K2. I never did.
It's very like stemmy kind of, but see, dude, it was so bad. They would sell these jars of 10 grams for $50.
What the fuck?
So like you just buy it was like it looks like shake.
Yeah.
In like jars. So I would just roll up cannons of it and just smoked it for 2 weeks straight.
Then there was no.
Never smoked it again, but I remember
there was no like freak out point you had when like because I hear about people smoking K2. Almost like it's bath salts and like losing their shit.
No, I never did, but we all say I think it genuinely had like a legitimate impact on my memory, like going forward, like to this day.
What can you not remember?
Like not even it's just shit. Like I feel like my memory used to be very sharp, and I feel like it's not nearly as sharp as it once was, and I think that's the reason.
Well, I don't think mine's from K2. I think it's just from like drinking like every weekend and shit, and like smoking weed definitely has an effect on it. But I feel like I'm not using my brain to the capacity that the higher being or whoever the Lord is put it in my body for. And I feel like I could have been like Albert Einstein if I didn't ever drink.
I feel like I just could have been way smarter. Like there's so many. I used to be like the sports encyclopedia. And I think it's funny, there's still certain things that I just remember that I don't know why, but I just always like remember. I'm usually good with like numbers. And like certain things I remember numbers really well. I remember like athletes' names and like things they did that I saw and all that really well. But I used to be just on top of like everything. I feel like there's been so much of it that I've lost. Like shit that's happened that I definitely saw and just like don't remember. Then I'm like, fuck, like there was definitely a point in time when I knew all the shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I can even like rekindle that ability. I don't know. You think is it gone forever? I think if we go clean for like 6 months, you can get it back.
Short term goes first.
So can you explain short term and long term? Because long term is like your deep memories, right? And short term is like shit that just happened yesterday.
It's even like if we're just having, it'd be me being like, what was the conversation we just had before we talked about this?
That's
like
the shit that I forget.
That's short term.
Yeah,
and that
so
always
good with my
goes
short
first with when you smoke weed and everything like that.
Uh-oh.
That's what a guy I used to work with when I worked at a lumberyard back in high school used to say to me all the time because I'd come back from lunch stoned and he'd be like, I'd forget something and be like, short term goes first, and I always think about that now.
But then if you get too cooked, your short term can also your long term can also be ate up. I feel like my long term memory is okay. Like the stuff from like back in the day, like my childhood, I remember pretty vividly, pretty well. I will forget like what I'm like. I'll go into a room and like try to like have an idea. I need to like get a fucking, I don't know, like a hard drive or something from my room or something like that. And I'll go into the room and literally be like, what am I doing in here for like 10 minutes and then not realize what the fuck I'm doing. Or I'll open my phone. I want to like look something up online. Like I open up my phone and by the time Safari is open, I forgot what the fuck I need to look up. And I'm like, this is bad. My brain does not work.
Well, yeah, I do that sometimes too. I'm the worst like that when I just get like, once like a sec, like if I have a thought and once like a second thought protrudes my brain, whether it's someone saying something to me, someone like asking me something, me thinking of something else, I instantly just like forget to do that first thing.
Yeah, me too.
That's what happens to me the most. Where that's where I always feel bad. I'm get like bad with forgetting to text people back.
I'm terrible with that too.
I'll think I've texted someone back just because I literally like opened it, looked at it, was like actively thinking of what to write back. Then something happens. Literally someone says something to me.
You lock
go
your
to
phone.
something different on my phone, put my phone down, go to something else on my phone, go to something else on my laptop, start talking to someone about something else, and then you just forget.
How many unread texts do you have right now?
None. See, that's why. But because I like, if I see it, I just look at it, even if I don't respond.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I think it's really weird. Can't trust people that have like a million unread texts. Like, why? For what reason?
I have like probably 200 of that.
But like, why? You've been on your phone all day. Like, you have a job where you're always on your phone.
Because like,
is it to remember to like go back to it? Like, what is the reason for not opening it? Like,
One,
it's
it's
there.
people. I feel like people need to stop making group chats so much, because like if someone wants to make plans with you or whatever, like then you're thrown in a group chat, or like you have an idea, thrown in a group chat, and you end up being like in 15 different group chats, and like people are always there's always two kids in like one dead group chat who are always still firing off messages into it every once in a while, and out of nowhere there'll be like fucking 45 messages in one group chat that I haven't looked at, and it's like kids I had a fucking calculus lab with in college or something stupid like that. Also, I feel like kind of the same thing. If I open it and don't really know what to say or don't know how to respond right away, it's not going to get. But we're talking about unanswered text.
See, are you? But I'm trying. Are you?
And sometimes, like,
are you a read receipt guy?
No.
You don't have your read receipts on at all?
So then I really don't have an excuse.
No, because that's my thing. I think that the people who I'm gonna give you a slight pass because of that. I think the people who have the read receipts on and don't read them because of that, they are the worst, because they are the kind of people who think like you're a fraud for like not having them on.
Yeah.
But you're a fraud because you saw it and you just leave it not open on purpose.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like you're a fraud. Like that's what I call a fake read receipt people. I want all those people exposed. They are the worst. Like, yo, just be a normal person. You respond when you feel like responding. You don't have to let them know the second that you read it. When we all know you saw it, you read it. You just didn't click open on it.
I also feel like our like iPhones are not doing a great job of like organizing notifications, like because like I'm managing different, like for work, different social accounts, or like working on different social accounts, or I have like email going, I have a bunch of shit going on. Like I'll have a couple of Gmail notifications if we got like a work email, or like a different notification from Twitter or Instagram, and then I'll have like a bunch of texts on my phone. It'll only show you like one or two texts that are there of if you have like 6 out of a random time, because you also have other like notifications in your notification center, like Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So I guess I don't know if it condenses like the most like important text. I don't even know how I would know, but I feel like I'll open my phone sometimes and I won't even see that I'll have like that many texts. And when it gets to like 200 in the bottom left hand corner, I'm not going to notice when it goes from 237 to 254. I'm just like, there's just a 2 in front of that number. There's a lot. I'm gonna get anxiety if I look at these. I'm just gonna let them go away forever.
See, that's what my thing is. I get rid of the anxiety by just looking at them and clicking away. Like, even if I know blatantly, like, I'm gonna dub the shit out of this person, I'm gonna click it and just not
Just
look
to
at
get
it.
rid of that number.
Or even if it's someone like I know I'm gonna answer, or maybe I'm just not going to right now, I'll click on it and then come back to it. And that's what fucks me, because sometimes I forget, like a lot. I forget to go back to it, so maybe I should have the bubble there just so I can see it.
Yeah.
But that's what like as soon as I see it, I click on it basically no matter what, and then like, because I'll like be doing something, I'll literally click open it and just put it like right back in my pocket, so it's not there like I read it, but it's just back in my pocket. And then that's how you get more. It falls down the list and then you forget about it. Especially at this job where I feel like almost an abnormal, like I feel like I text with an abnormal amount of people throughout the day than like most people,
Because you're talking about gambling, you're
just
talking about a lot of
work.
shit.
There's so many different things, so many different people I'm talking to. Then like home people are talking to you. I feel like in this job you have random people that just like from your home that just hit you up with dumb shit, whether it's like, yo, like,
I'm thinking about applying to this job, like,
or like this, or like just like, oh, like, yo, you should get this video on Barstool, like random like da shit that I just won't respond to, or literally the most like random people from like college that you haven't talked to that like will say some dumb shit like that, or just like random shit with Barstool like that they see if they're fans. All types of random shit like that you end up just not responding to, forgetting to respond to, all that kind of shit. Then all of a sudden your boy who you like want to respond to is 30 names down your list, and you're like, fuck, I actually like want to respond to this person. You forget.
That was a great fucking point. That shit happens all the time.
That's what happened to me. I'll feel bad. I'll see like one of my best friends I didn't respond. Like we were in mid conversation, just stopped responding, didn't answer. It was like a week later, and I'm like, fuck.
It's always like the person who should
like
text back doesn't get answered.
One of my best friends, I just dubbed the shit out of him.
Yeah, it happened to my mom. Sometimes I feel so bad. I feel bad when it happens to like my friends and stuff, because I feel like the text messages you're supposed to answer always are the ones that like go unanswered somehow. But I feel really bad when it's my mom. Like my mom, you know how moms text, like she'll give me like a long thing, how's your day going, what, I just want to say I love you, this, that, like just know once again your mom loves you, have a great day, Kev, let me know how it goes. And then I see that 2 days later, I'm like, my mom was like so nice to me, like, and it would mean so much if I could send a nice text back to my mom, which I do when I you know realized that I dubbed one of my mom's texts. But I feel bad when that shit happens.
Those always feel bad. Those you feel real bad.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, mom's think
My
her
mom
son doesn't love her.
My mom has this weird thing too that she always I feel like my mom always sends them at like the worst times.
My mom will send it like
she always sends it like when I'm like about to get on the plane, or like I'm like on the plane, and then like when you get off the plane you get like a million texts and you like forget about the ones that were like first. and it's all she always sends to me when I'm like super busy at like bad times.
Yeah, I got to give my mom a good schedule to text me when I'm not busy, so she can get her her prime time sun time in.
Yeah, I gotta get this shit figured out with my Dukes.
Yeah. Well, shout out my Dukes. Shout out Post Malone.
What a roller coaster of an episode.
This was crazy.
I think we called this the album review. We might have not talked about the album for an hour.
Oh, I think we probably went 30.
20, it was 22 minutes before when I did the wrap it up, and then we went into it. I don't remember when we stopped the Post Malone talk. Feels like forever ago, but we're at an hour and 10 minutes now.
Well,
usually these ones are short anyway. This was basically like a full pod.
I would say the Post Malone was probably like 25 minutes total, like if that.
I would say for what we usually do for album reviews, though, it wasn't that far from the norm. We just added extra shit in. We just had a lot to talk about.
to chop it up about our day, about our weekends. Somehow we got into just all this texting and phone nonsense.
But this was a good conversation to have because like I needed to like get that off my chest that I feel bad that I don't text my mom like that. That was good that we came to that conclusion. I felt like this was a therapy session.
I'm cutting it from the podcast, so.
No, you can't, because what if my mom listens? Actually, I don't know if my mom listens. I hope she has. I hope she supports, but I hope she doesn't listen to the fuckery that I say.
Yeah, no, my mom definitely doesn't listen.
Does your pops?
No, I don't think so.
Does your pops listen?
He used to.
My
Your dad was always like,
No,
I was
my-
like, yo, shout out Larry McDowell Jr.
my
on Twitter.
my dad initially, and if you remember, I think our first ones were probably even some of our more like
Risque ones.
more grotesque, as they say.
Because I feel like when we didn't know what to
I
talk
remember
about,
my-
we just be like, talk about porn,
I
go.
remember my dad just texted me. He was like, "Yeah, like I'm not gonna show this to your mother." Because my dad sees the videos and shit. My mom doesn't see anything. Like my mom only sees what my dad like specifically shows her.
Yeah.
So my mom really doesn't see much of like what I do, honestly.
My mom doesn't really either. I think she started listening to the radio show like when a little bit last year, and then she got a little upset when I was like, they kept just like Willie and them kept referring to me as a weed dealer and like making me like letting people
The
call
weed
in,
guy.
like let people call in and like I would give them advice on how to like smuggle ecstasy into music festivals and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, my mom's like, I can't listen to you.
This
do
is
I'm
your
sorry.
role.
Yeah, I was like, this is your role in this world. You're the drug information guy, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we covered some good topics and got some things off our chest.
I think so too. I think this was good. I think this was needed after a wild weekend, bad gambling week. Needed this bad. I didn't even get into the gambling stuff, but I won't. But it was bad.
We don't need that energy in the universe.
Let's just say we had an 0-5 NFL Sunday.
That's not good.
Bad.
What we do need in the universe, though, is you guys to subscribe, download,
Yes.
rate,
That'll make me feel better.
subscribe, unsubscribe, leave subscribed, give us an IG follow. How close are we to me chugging milk? I shouldn't even brought it
Forgot
up because
about
I
that.
feel like
Let's see.
people. Yes, he shouldn't have brought it up.
We are at. We're at 8:55. So.
Yo, follow us on fucking Instagram. Come on, like I'm gonna chug some milk. I'm gonna throw up. It's gonna be great. Make sure you follow us on that Instagram. It's at 808 Smoke Break, same as Twitter.
Please.
I think we're good to go, right?
I think so too.
See you later.
Mm.